The holidays have passed. You might have put a few pounds on the tummy area and thought this year is the year I take back my health and get in shape. But not so fast. Public health orders in British Columbia and across the country have closed the doors of the gyms. And beside me, I have a fitness instructor, business owner, David Turnbull, who's going to talk about what you think that means for society who's ready to get healthy. Before I jump into the interview, if you happen to be a business owner or work in any field and you're starting to feel like some of these restrictions we're seeing make no sense, but you have something, a tip to prove it, I'm going to ask you to let us know that tip at pandemicwhistleblowers.com. We can keep you totally confidential if that's what's holding you back from sharing that, but the public deserves to know what's really going on. All right, so it's the new year. It's cold. It's hard to get out of the blanket, let alone getting fit, but that's many people's resolution. Yeah. And so tell us, first of all, before we jump into the mandates and what's happening with your business and the people who can't use your services, tell us how you got involved and what you do.
Yeah, so my name's David Turnbull, and I got involved into the fitness industry about a decade ago, a little bit more than that. And I got involved because at the time I was a computer nerd, network analyst, and sitting all day long, but I was miserable. I was depressed, angry at the world. And once I actually joined a gym and started working out, I saw all the benefits, self-confidence, increased energy, mood, everything was insane. So I went back to school, became a personal trainer, and started my company because I believe that everybody that wants to be a little bit happier and a little bit healthier just needs to move better, right?
Yeah, and I think it's common knowledge. People understand that fitness is part of health. But we're in this state for the second year in a row where we're seeing public health says, no, not so much when it comes to COVID. So in December, there was two sort of back-to-back restrictions that came out. And I believe it was the second one where our public health officer, Dr. Bonnie Henry, said, you know what? Gyms are closed. So what did that mean for you as a business owner and going into the new year?
Yeah, so as a business owner and myself, everybody that we interact with come in primarily to work on their mental health through their physical fitness. And unfortunately, they don't have that opportunity to connect in person anymore. Although you can do it online, it's not the exact same. So I am worried about everybody's mental health. Instead of being proactive and doing the right things to work on our health, we're kind of in a reactive state where we have to wait until somebody's either too sick or too mentally broken to get the help that they really need. So it's really unfortunate that the caregivers like myself that go out of their way to help people bettering their mental and physical health are the ones that keep getting shut down repeatedly over and over again.
Now, we've seen in the restaurant industry, which has taken a big hit when it comes to public health mandates as well, we've seen the chief medical officer of Vancouver Coastal Health come out and say, you know what, some of these mandates, in particular, she was talking about the vaccine passport, it had nothing to do with risk of spread. It just had to do with an incentive to get people to vaccinate.
The vaccine passport requires people to be vaccinated to do certain discretionary activities, such as go to restaurants, movies, gyms, not because these places are high risk. We're not actually seeing COVID transmission in these settings. It's really to create an incentive to improve our vaccination coverage.
Some businesses have taken a stand against that. There's actually some gyms in Kelowna. I believe one is called Iron Energy Fitness, where they're saying, you know what, we're done. We're opening. My question for you is you have a few locations, some in Kitsilano, I believe. Have you been following all the orders? Have you been implementing hygiene things? Have you been responsible or linked to an outbreak or any of these things?
Really great question. So I think we go above and beyond to take care of everybody, follow all the rules. Everybody, including every trainer, every person that walks through the door is double vaccinated. There's a separate entrance, separate exit. Everybody is spaced apart. If you were to come to work out with us right now and we're actually able to be still opened, we would bring everything to you and then walk you out the separate entrance. Once you're done, sanitize everything and then put it away. So there's been really no knowledge to me that there's any outbreaks at any of our clubs or any facilities I actually work out of. So it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's definitely something that deserves an answer to why. I mean, this is the second time in the year where we've seen packed malls. And not even just for Christmas shopping, but after Christmas, Boxing Day, people are packed ear to ear. You can go to IKEA and 20 people can sit in the same office chair one after another, but a healthy place like yourself is getting hit. So what does that feel like? Again, as a business owner, I get the whole health thing too, because that's important. And I am seeing on social media people who go to the gym saying, what the heck, I've done everything. I've done my part and now I can't keep healthy. What does that mean to you as a small business owner, that you've done everything, you haven't been responsible for outbreaks, but here you are in this position?
Yeah, as a business owner, it's exceptionally hard. And for the people that aren't aware, the 3-4 week lockdowns doesn't affect us just for 3 or 4 weeks, especially this time of year when everybody's trying to get healthy and happy and set New Year's resolutions. It's probably going to set us honestly back 9 months. And it's quite hard that it's constantly going on, and especially in an industry that cares immensely about people and their health and well-being, to constantly get shut down.
Well, we know it's a busy time of year for that. And as far as politicians go, there isn't a whole lot of politicians coming out and speaking out against this. In BC, I did come across one. His name is MLA Ellis Ross. He's actually currently running for the BC Liberal leadership. That is not the federal Liberals. They're different. And he actually said, I believe they're having an election next month. He says if he becomes leader, he's going to put forward a bill that makes you guys, your type of business, essential. So what do you think about that and the response that you've heard? Maybe you've heard something else as far as from politicians.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good, because every gym owner, every person that I've talked to is always surprised when we're shut down. And they're like, you guys are essential. It doesn't make sense. Why are liquor stores open still? Why are big malls open still? Why are restaurants? And I personally don't want any of them closed either. I'm not saying that. It's just health facilities should be the very last resource to close.
Well, a lot of questions. We bring you the other side of the story with Rebel News. And for the last 2 years, a lot of that has been around COVID and what I call government overreach. I've done a report where we interviewed the first doctor who came across the Omicron variant, followed up with her, and look at the most recent data. Worldwide, when it comes to Omicron, deaths are not increasing. They are decreasing in those areas. So you got to ask what's going on here. And the sweeping powers that be have a lot to say when they can just snap their fingers and say no to working out in a gym in the new year. Thank you so much for speaking out. I hope we get out of this fast and it doesn't get extended like the just 2 weeks thing.
Yeah, me too. We heard that before, right?
All right. And where can people find you when you are open?
So they can find us. We have a couple locations in Vancouver and Kitsilano, or you can just search us online, turnfit.ca.
All right. Drea Humphrey for Rebel News. Thanks for making it to the end of the report. If you're new to Rebel News, you might not know that Rebel News has partnered with the Democracy Fund charity to fight vaccine passports and no jab, no pay mandates. This has nothing to do with whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, and everything to do if you're against the division and medical apartheid we're seeing in our country. So if you want to help fight that legally, please donate what you can to the charity Democracy Fund by going to fightvaccinepassports.com.